Hey all, hey y'all. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips, and I am a channel for the divine. You're tuned into Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I channel energies and messages from the oneness of all things in order to assist with this rapid spiritual awakening of the human consciousness of human beings of planet Earth, and which we're all experiencing. I'm actually the biblically prophesied Messiah. Full circle moment alert, alert. So are you? Why Ashley? What I have in me, you have in you. You have in you, I have in me. We are all dimensions of the oneness of all things, most commonly termed as God, or the Most High, having a human experience. In order to grow and evolve all of God's creation, this is precisely what this Kingdom Things podcast transmission entails is about. I want to first speak on the Kingdom Things podcast 2033 prophecy. I channel from the oneness of all things, the Most High, the Galactic Federation, which is a part of the oneness of all things, the Most High. I got this correspondence. I say the Galactic Federation to say that the top projections, the Galactic Federation are consists of multidimensional energies as well as multidimensional beings that are able to perceive with what we call spiritual gifts or spiritual awareness or higher consciousness. They're able to perceive in probabilities of timeline outcomes, probabilities of reality outcomes. And I channeled by connecting to the oneness of all. They're able to perceive this by connecting to the oneness of all things, the Most High, which we commonly term as God here on planet Earth. I channeled by the year 2033, which is the Kingdom Things podcast 2033 prophecy. By the year 2033, we will be in the consciousness expansion energies on the planet's mass spiritual awakening to understand en masse that we are a human culture, planet Earth, with no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty. As disease, death, war, famine, poverty, disease, to make sure I got all of them, disease, no war, no disease, no famine, no poverty, no war, no disease, no famine, no death, no poverty. That's it. By the year 2033, we will understand that we're a human culture, planet Earth, with no war, no disease, no famine, no poverty, no death, due to the mass awakening, the remembrance that we are energies, limitless potentials, omnipotent energies that have always existed. We call these souls or spirits. We're frequencies in which have always existed, and which have been having for an extremely long time, have been having this human experience in order to grow and evolve the human being of planet Earth, in order to contribute to the evolution of the human being of the universes or God's creation, the oneness of all things, or the bipedal man of the oneness of all things, being guided to reiterate the bipedal man of the oneness of all things, or the universes. We've existed. We're omnipotent energies, limitless potentials, sentient energies that have existed, been incarnated. We know it as incarnation, that have been incarnated as a human being of planet Earth for an extremely long time, in order to contribute to the evolution of all things, the bipedal man of the universes, of God's creation, in order to contribute to the evolution of all things. I channeled within my podcast. I'm gonna reference the Kingdom Things podcast installment titled Time Warriors. It's linked below in the Kingdom Things podcast reference content. The way we perceive time in our humanism, in our consciousness evolution, is a super skewed perception of time. Not to say that there is a right way to perceive time, because I channeled within frequential patterning part 1, which I'll link below in the reference content, Kingdom Things podcast installment frequential patterning part 1. There are an infinite number of energies in creation or reality, and there are an infinite number of ways to perceive the infinite number of energies in reality or creation. So there's not a right or wrong way to perceive time. The way that we perceive time is what we needed for the evolution of our humanism. And, even through our humanism, our calendars have changes. We've had calendar shifts. We have daylight savings and other things that are implemented within our time structure. I say this to say the way we perceive time is evolving. will evolve. We have been incarnated, omnipotent energies, souls or spirits incarnated as humans within the human being of planet Earth experiment for an extremely long time. Such a long time that our energies, our spirits became amnesiac to its potentials beyond the human experience. What do you mean by this, Ashley? I mean to say that we fell into a frequential patterning, a throng of energies, a bandwidth of energies that had, these energies contain the belief system that our humanism was all that we've been and all that we'll ever be, and we're not sure what happens beyond our humanism. When the truth is, we're omnipotent energies that have always existed. We have no beginning or end. We just always are. We've always been. As we know through our sciences, principle of conservation, energy is neither created nor destroyed, but it changes forms. We've always been, we just changed dimensionality or form in order to, or variances, variables, which is a natural evolutionary occurrence within God's creation. Because what is God's creation? God's creation is relation. So when when two or more dimensions or energies or variances relate with one another, they create the illusion of more, when truly it's a metamorphosis or an evolution of what's always been. The energies that came together to relate, like when you create a child, and two people come together to create a child, manifest a child, birth a child into creation. That child has always existed through the parents, through the energies of the parents. The child has always been a probability through the energies of the parents. The parents coming together to procreate the child, create evolution of the child, manifest a child. Manifest a child creates the evolution of all things, or the illusion of variance, the illusion of variables. But what is that child? The child is a product of two energies that have always been. So that child is truly has always been. We've been in a throng of energies where we felt like we didn't know what our alpha or omega is. We didn't understand our primitive beginnings because we've been in the experiment so long that this one lifetime that we've had, however old you perceive yourself to be, in our in universal consciousness perception, we're eons old. In our perception, we've had a short life. Why, Ashley? Because we haven't had much spiritual evolution we were in a culture where we didn't have much spiritual evolution within our lifespans. Let's say you live to be 130 years old. You're like, well, I lived a great long life. Only because you hadn't had this spiritual evolution to understand how everything comes around. And we're in a creation where we're growing and evolving rapidly. And we're in cycles. We're in constant, perpetual cycles of evolution. Now, if in that 130 years, you only made it through, baby, you're on that same cycle because you never graduated. Because you never remembered that I'm in creation to spiritually grow and evolve. So you were just perpetually on the same cycle where you went to work, you ate, you showered, you might have went to some entertainment, went to some concerts, went on some vacations, got a nice car. That was your only goal, was to satiate our understandings of what life is, versus delving within yourself to understand our existential natures. That is spiritual evolution. That is growth. That is existence, our existential nature. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast, call to action. Sit with yourself for at least 30 minutes, 1 hour. It's upgraded to 1 hour. It was 30 minutes for a long time. Been guided to say 1 hour. Sit with yourself for at least 1 hour a day, every day. Ask yourself, hey, so what is it that I need to know about myself to become more of my limitless nature, to align with more of my balance, my wellness? and wait for the answers because they will come. We are all spiritually activating to our limitless potentials, our innate wisdoms, our spiritual gifts, our psychic abilities, our extrasensory perception, to be able to perceive however the perception comes to you, to align with more of your limitless nature. All the content in my podcast is channeled. I perceive through my psychic abilities or spiritual gifts or extrasensory perception. I channel wisdoms from the ethers, the oneness of all things, the universes. All the information that's in the podcast, every single bit of it. We've always been packets of innate, limitless wisdoms, but our focus was external. So we perceived realities that reflected finite or limited. Which brings us back to the time thing. We've been in the Earth experiment for a long time. So long. I channeled this in one of the other podcasts. So, I think it's Time Warriors. It might not be, but I'm being guided to link Time Warriors. The podcast that I'm referring to, it's one of the audio amalgamated podcasts where I'm just living my life, and then my soul's, I get a download or divine revelation, and my soul was like, hey, Ashley, record this on your phone, voice memos, and stitch the voice memos up and put it in the podcast. I have those types of podcasts, the audio amalgamated podcasts. This download was in one of those podcasts. I'm being guided to say Time Warrior. I'm linking Time Warrior below, and I'm gonna listen to Time Warrior again today. I'm gonna link Time Warrior below, but I got a download that we've been in the experiment so long. This experiment, our energies have been in the experiment of being a human being on planet Earth for so long, like this lifetime, including all of our reincarnations, because I channeled that our souls, and this is in the podcast in plain sight, and I'm gonna link this below. Our souls were lured to the Earth experiment. And I also channeled in the Kingdom Things podcast. It's a lecture style, so I just speak all the way through. I channel all the way through. Universal Creator God. I'm going to link that below in the reference content. I channel that in order to manifest anything, including a human on the planet, the human is manifesting on the planet. The energies are manifesting on the planet. And I channeled that the way we present in reality, our makeup is our bodies, our minds, our souls, our spirits is a manifestation of our souls, our energy. So the manifestation of a human is an energetic miracle, an energetic creation, where in order for a human to manifest in any reality, there has to already be energies in that reality that magnify the human's existence to the reality. So there has to be energy receptors that attract the energy or the human to manifest or be birthed into the realm or to the planet. I channeled that we were lured, and this was earlier in my spiritual awakening. I understand that we're always where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be. So the way that we show up in life, yes, we will grow and evolve, but the way that we show up in life is needed for the evolution of all things. If you have something to say, you have something to express, you have something to offer, even if 10 years later your offerings seem more abundant, understand that those offerings that you offered 10 years before were needed for the evolution of your natural evolution. Also understand that we're one with all things for the evolution of the whole colony, the whole community, the whole human culture, the whole planet. So I channeled in plain sight that our souls were lured to the Earth experiment. And when I channeled that, I had a victim consciousness disposition. I was heavily in a victim consciousness disposition where I felt betrayed. Like God lured us to the planet. And we have all this suffering. We have death, disease, poverty, famine. We have death, disease, famine, war, poverty. And we were lured here. God, you lured us here. Understanding it's a cocoon or a rectification or to create evolution in order to evolve our energies, our spirits. We know it as working off karma, but karmic balancing. But instead of feeling like we're a victim to karma, look at it as a playground to evolve your energy or to exist. Karma is our existence, or balancing the energy in which we innately are, the limitless potentials in which we innately are. I channeled that we were lured to the earth experiment because God's the Most High is cooking something up. Universal consciousness cooking something up. Unconditional love, deep compassion. God was like, creation started to become a Ponzi scheme, where you only wanted to help other beings, energies, spaces, and places if it was beneficial for you. Like, what's in it for me? If it's not, if I don't feel like there's anything worth me getting out of it, I'm not signing up. I don't want to help evolve the realm if I don't feel like, baby, if I don't feel like there's something for me, babe, I don't really want to feel like evolve. I don't feel like evolving that realm, right? God was like, creation started becoming a Ponzi scheme where you only wanted to help people out if you felt like it was beneficial for yourself. So God's like, we needed a stark compassion, a stark unconditional love, understanding, a mastery of the understanding that everything in our reality is a mirror of the energies in which we hold, and a compassion with an Akashic remembrance, or book of records remembrance, or soul remembrance, energetic soul remembrance of what it feels like to be impoverished, to experience death time after time after time after time of your body, which is recorded in your spirit. What it feels like to go without food, what it feels like to be diseased, what it feels like to be at war with yourself and reality. Because when we're at war in our reality, we're at war, we're warring internally in our energy. God's like, the earth experiment, the bipedal man experiment is to create a stark unconditional love, compassion, understand, a mastery of the understanding, the principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in my reality is a manifestation of the energies in which I hold within. So we're not victims of our humanism. We're not only human, which brings me to the next part, maybe meat potatoes of this installment. We are infinite energies incarnated as humans having a human experience. Now, the way that our energies incarnate are manifold. There's many ways that our energies get into the system, get into the colony, get into the realm, to experience, to manifest the energy, to experience ourself or our omnipotent energies as humans of planet Earth, to grow and evolve our energies into more wisdom, into more abundant experiences, into more variances, to create evolution of infinity or of all things. I have an understanding of how my soul has incarnated. Actually, it's all of our souls, because we're in the galactic creation. Got it? Because I needed understanding. I'm channeling. I need to understand. We're in the galactic creation. Within the galactic creation, I channeled within the Kingdom Things podcast installment, humans ashamed of being human, plus galactic experiment. The galactic experiment, what we perceive in our reality, the ethers, the stars, the planets, the gases, all the things. Firstly, that's a minute percentage. It's like 0.0000001%. It's a minute fraction of the totality of reality, of creation, or of God. Whenever our energies manifest within the galactic realms to experience, to grow and evolve our energies, or to grow and evolve the oneness of all things, or the Most High, or God, we come through galactic federations, or galactic governments that serve to create harmony and wellness within the galactic creation. And it's understanding that our galactic beingness has always been, since the beginning of space and time, of the space and time paradigm, or since the beginning of galactic creation. The beginning of the space and time paradigm and the beginning of galactic creation are synonymous. This is recorded in our biblical text. Judaism has it as there were omnificent energies, 6, 7 spheres of creation. I channeled within my podcast, 6 spheres of creation came together. 6 omnificent energies came together to create something more powerful, more abundant, more well. But when they came together, the energy that they created was chaotic. Is chaotic. So what the energies did was manifested as to manifest as space and time, or the galactic creation. Beings with forms, spaces, places, realms with form. In order for within the space paradigm, the beings, spaces, places with form, in order for them to, these realm, spaces, and places, which we've always been. I want to say every human existence, everything in existence and reality as we know it, stems from these 6 spheres of creation, 6, 7 spheres of creation coming together to create a more omnificent energy. We are all products of the 6, 7 spheres of infinite creation coming together to create a more omnificent, more balanced, more well, more powerful energy. More potential, more potentials, more evolution. We all stem from these energies. The space and time paradigm, synonymous with the galactic creation, stems from these energies. We've always existed, because what did we channel a few minutes ago? Our energies are a manifestation. Our beingness is a manifestation of our energy. And energy is neither created nor destroyed. Principle of conservation, or mechanics of thermodynamics. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, but it transforms and it changes. These 6 spheres, I channel 6 spheres. I've seen 7 spheres of creation. These 6, and God was like, that doesn't really matter so much, but like understand what this can teach you. That your existence stems from spheres of creation coming together to create evolution. Spheres of creation, period. And then these spheres of creation coming together to create evolution. That's where you stem from. That's where you're birthed from. And what did we channel earlier? Energy is neither created nor destroyed. Principle of conservation, or mechanics of thermodynamics. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. So these 6, 7 spheres of creation came together to create a more omnificent, well energy. Actually created a chaotic, unbalanced energy. And that's when I channeled, whenever the oneness of all things, or infinite creation, or God, needs something to continue to grow and evolve, to balance out. Creation has a natural benevolent disposition to be in balance, to figure itself into equilibrium. Creation is always trying to figure itself into equilibrium. So whenever God or creation needs something else to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. So when these 6, 7 spheres of creation came together to create a more omnificent evolution of itself, it created chaos and imbalance. That's when the space-time paradigm, galactic creation, tangible reality formed, came into inception. And beings, spaces, realms, planets came into inception. It's been an evolutionary process. I'm shrinking it down. But there's plenty in the podcast that different installments and wisdoms that share understandings to glean and to activate your own internal remembrance of the evolution of all things, or yourself. Because all things and the self are one. So the space and time, synonymous with galactic creation, came into inception with the 6, 7 spheres of creation coming together to create a more omnificent evolution of itself. And that's where we truly begin, humans, self, humanity. This is where we truly begin. And what do we know? Principle of conservation, mechanics of thermodynamics, those 6, 7 spheres of creation, of infinite, omnificent creation, they came from somewhere. We have no beginning and no end. The paradigms of space and time, synonymous with galactic creation, that came into inception with the need the natural disposition of creation to figure its equilibrium, created space and time and the galactic creation and the illusion of finite, the illusion of dimensionality. Whenever something is measurable, that means it is finite. Gives the illusion of finite. I'm channeling Einstein's theory of relativity. I'm just being guided to mention it because I'm gonna do some more I'm gonna do some more conscious remembrance of it because I've gotten downloads and revelations. My soul's like, hey, go look up the theory of relativity. And I've gotten understandings and downloads and wisdoms from it to understand to activate knowings within my spirit, my soul, my body. The theory of relativity. What I'm getting is the space-time paradigm is relative. The way we perceive space and time, or the way we perceive ourselves or reality, is a direct correlation to our perception. And our perception is closely linked to our consciousness. So we're evolving and awakening out of a deep slumber of amnesia, where we perceive finite dimensionality, paradigms of belief, stark paradigms of belief or bigotry. Bigotry meaning an obstinate alignment, preference, and belief in whatever you believe. We're waking up out of deep bigotry, belief, illusion of finite, illusion of paradigms being law, or the way, the only way. We're no longer demonizing ourselves or each other or humanity, our neighbors, our friends, our sisters, our brothers, our cousins, our mothers, our fathers, our friends, because they perceive a different way. We know through our sciences that perception is relative to the perceiver or the consciousness perceiving reality. And every way that we perceive reality contributes towards evolution. Like we know in our quantum physics, I've watched things on, like I've watched science videos on the internet, and I'm channeling. So however this comes out, it's needed for our evolution. Scientists, physicists don't, oh, she's wrong, baby. I am channeling, and I'm helping to activate divine remembrance. Okay. We know through our sciences, through quantum physics, whenever there's an experiment, whenever particles are observed, they like change. The particles change based on who or what's observing the particles. We need our different preferences. We need the illusion of variance. We need the illusion of form or finite, or ego or persona. However, anyone's person, finite, illusion of finite, ego or persona shows up, we need it in order to move the particles or create evolution. Create evolution. The divine's like, I lured y'all to the earth plane because we needed unconditional love. We needed a stark compassion, the understanding that for one, we're one energy, and everything in our reality is a projection of the energy in which we are. To be inquisitive about our energy, to be loving on ourselves and our energy, asking ourselves, hey soul, hey self, hey limitless potentials, what is this supposed to teach me about myself? To evolve me into more of my limitless perception. We incarnate as infinite energies within whatever galactic creation or the illusion of form within finite, with the illusion of finite within infinity, or God's creation of the oneness of all things, or infinite realms. We incarnate within the galactic creation. Our energy has always not been a part of the evolution of galactic creation. Our energies, every human being has always contributed to the evolution of the galactic creation, or form, or the illusion of finite, which is really powerful, because that lets you know what's in our system, within our soul, the understandings that we have. It also lets you know that we have more understandings to delve into, to bring it to go into ourselves, meditate. Again, sit with yourself an hour a day, to go within ourselves, meditate, to pull in the understandings beyond the illusion of time and space, to beyond form, to embody these energies, to help manifest realities, to contribute to no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty. Embody our authentic frequencies. Where infinite energies has always been contributed to the space-time finite paradigm galactic creation, illusion of finite galactic creation. In order to grow and evolve all of God's creation, we have wisdoms beyond space and time, beyond the illusion of finite, beyond the galactic creation, to bring into the galactic creation the illusion of finite, to help grow and evolve humanity, the bipedal man. And I've channeled the bipedal man. We're not the only bipedal man of the cosmos. There are many other colonies, infinite other colonies. And I'll link below the Kingdom Things podcast transmissions that I've done in regards to this. We incarnated into the human experience, infinite energies through different galactic federations, galactic associations that work and manifest and operate to assist with the equilibrium, wellness, balance, peace within the galactic creation. Our human that we've been assisting with evolving since the beginning of the inception of form. Our human of planet Earth, we are at a speed bump, not a speed bump, but the opposite. Whenever, like, I used to play a lot of monkey ball on GameCube, and you could, or like Mario Kart, you run over those little arrows, the illuminated arrows, and it speeds you up really fast. We're at one of those speed up points in our evolution where we are being infiltrated, if you will, to rapidly grow our human. Infiltrated by the self, by our souls, by our energies, by the many species, spaces, places, and realms in which we've assisted with growing and evolving and bringing into manifestation since the beginning of space and time, or the galactic creation paradigm and beyond. Sit with yourself for at least an hour a day. Ask yourself, hey soul, what do I need to know to become more my limitless nature, to grow and evolve into this wonderment, this wellness, this really cool, with the cool wisdoms that I am, the interesting wisdoms in which I am, in which I are, to embody these energies and wisdoms, to show up as these energies and wisdoms, to grow and manifest realities that reflect these energies and wisdoms, and which reflect these energies and wisdoms. Religion. Understanding, and I got this understanding, my soul's been trickling in this understanding for me to acclimate to, because it's huge. It's a huge paradigm shift, and my soul is like, my soul at the beginning of my rapid spiritual awakening journey, which started about really in 2018, my rapid spiritual awakening journey started, because that's when I consented to, and I made the choice to come into union with my divine counterpart. I knew my divine counterpart or my twin flame would be since I was 9 years old, because my soul gave me this divine revelation to kind of keep me on my path, to keep me close to the path of my rapid spiritual awakening, to step into my divine purpose. You know, why I was brought into creation, to embody my authentic frequencies, my soul energies. to relieve myself of the dense bigotry or belief system that I inherited as a human being on planet Earth when I incarnated, and which truly I always held in some way. But when our energies incarnate into the human paradigm, our energies, the way our energies are translated in other realms and spaces, say something completely different compared to when our energies incarnate as human beings, baby. It's a different translation, right? So I always held these energies in some way, but when we incarnate, we always hold these energies in some way. When we incarnate as human beings, baby, it's a different classroom, baby. These are my energy. Over here in this room, my energy said, I'm fabulous, I'm great, baby, I'm magical. I'm a whole portal and realm within and of myself. Over there on Jupiter, that's what I was talking about. But when I incarnated as a human being on planet Earth, baby, I'm a devil. Ooh, shit, I'm demonic. Ooh, all this magic is demonic here on planet Earth. So that's how we perceived it. And that's a paradigm. It's understanding that devil, demonic is a paradigm that we reference often in spirituality because it's a paradigm that we've held on so closely to. My soul's like, Ashley, it's a paradigm. Let it go. So you're not afraid of yourself. Humanity, demons, devil, demonic is a paradigm. Let it go. So you're no longer afraid of yourself, your evolution, your growth, your innate, existential, limitless potentials. My soul, at the beginning of my spiritual awakening journey, 2018, I consented. I was like, yes. When I was 9 years old, my soul gave me the divine revelation of who my husband would be. Years later, 2018, I was born in 94. So years later, 9 years old, that's going to be your husband. Ooh, whoa, yay. 2018, hey, do this, and this, and we're going to bring your husband, we're going to bring, this person in. I'm like, cool beans, did it, check. And me doing that, following my intuition, my inner guidance, set me on the trajectory for my rapid spiritual awakening. So, came back into conscious awareness with my divine counterpart, my twin flame. I didn't know divine counterpart, twin flame at the time. I just knew this was going to be my husband. But my soul was like, we came back into conscious awareness of each other. We communicated. And then 2020, 2021, my soul's like, this is your twin flame. In order for y'all to be together, you got to become you got to heal, baby. You got to become everything you intended to be in God. And when my soul said heal, you have to remember yourself past the bigotry or past your belief system. That when you incarnated, your belief system says that you're this, and this. It's emptying ourselves, prayer, meditation, setting the intentions to come into alignment with our most limitless, abundant potentials in order to perceive ourselves beyond the illusion of finite, beyond the illusion of our bigotry or our stark dedication to our belief systems. Because when we're starkly in our dimensionality or our illusion of finite, we can't be shaped into something else. It's a hard time to shape us into something else. And that's why we manifested a lot of catastrophe. This is why we manifested a lot of disease, death, war, famine, poverty. It was our souls trying to crack us up out of our belief system, or have us say I obviously don't, divine presence, like call out to the universal forces. Hey, I need help because baby, this is not, I need help. And again, we're the infinite energies incarnated, and we're connected to divine universal consciousness one. And what happens whenever divine universal consciousness, we are divine universal consciousness, whenever divine universal consciousness needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. So when you pray, when you meditate, when you speak to yourself, your internal environment, or universal consciousness, we are all one. We're getting answers. We're getting guidance. It's just clearing out the belief systems so you can perceive the answers and guidance, even if it's other than what you think it's going to be. Become more consciously aware. Expanding our consciousness. So we're not only are we connected to universal consciousness, within the galactic creation, we have these federations that operate to assist with us, omnipotent energies, incarnated as beings, realms, spaces, and places to grow and evolve galactic creation. To help us out. Because what did we channel earlier? When we incarnate, our energies translate to something way different than a perception of theory of relativity, the ninth dimensional being in the Galactic Federation, they perceive it in a different way. They're like, okay, you perceive it like this, but hey, Ashley, take this left, do this over here, because this is I understand the way you perceive, but this is what's going to help you get to this and this, to manifest this and this, to become this and this, to be more, to garner this spiritual evolution, to show up and contribute to all things for the upliftment of all things. Which I'm going to refer to the sermon that I did with Jesus Christ or Rabbi Yeshua. I channel Jesus Christ or Rabbi Yeshua as well. I channel many beings, spaces, and places within the podcast using my spiritual gifts. I channel Rabbi Yeshua often. I channel Jesus Christ or Rabbi Yeshua within the podcast. We did a sermon called Redemption. I'm going to link this within the podcast. We became so fixated in our boxes and our understandings of what our purpose in reality, what our purpose in reality was to serve for and towards, that we became calcified. Because we set our intentions on obtaining objects or finite, or the illusion of finite, cars, money, paradigms of this reality, which stifle, placated our spiritual growth and evolution. When we're truly omnipotent, limitless potentials, light beings, wise, beyond time, literally, right? And we incarnate in these experiences and our energies translate to something different. And they say our wisdoms and our power, darkness, demons, and devils. So we're running from ourselves and we ran into the world to align with what this world says success is and was. Oh, a nice bank, nice job, nice reputation, a nice car, a great spouse, family. And what are those paradigms of belief systems? Which stagnated the evolution and growth of humanity. We're in a space and time in reality where the divine or the oneness of all things, says we need humans to awaken for the evolution and growth of everything, of all things. Humans are ready to awaken. This time where we became amnesiac in this throng of energies, where we forgot who we were, beyond space and time, beyond the paradigms of limitation of this earth experience as omnipotent energies, was a gestational phase, or to prepare us for our human dharmic purpose. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast, Human Dharmic Purpose. As biblically prophesied, the divine says, the universal consciousness says, the oneness of all things says, the human being of planet Earth was created to be limitless potentials in the tangible, or the remember of our omnipotent presence that extends beyond the illusion of space and time, finite, or the galactic creation. The divine wants to know, what do we create with the activation, remembrance to our limitless, timeless wisdoms, our souls, understandings. Again, sit with yourself to align with these understandings. What do we create in our humanism, in the tangible, within the illusion of finite, activated into our limitless wisdoms? What do we create? This is our divine dharmic purpose of our humanism, which directly corresponds to the Kingdom Things podcast 2033 prophecy. No death, no disease, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty. We have been graduated into limitless potential beings, or infinite beings, where our manifestations are not restricted by finite. We can co-create whatever it is our humanity evolves into, creates for our evolution, to assist with the upliftment and wellness of all things. Religion. Abraham. I channel that every human are children of Abraham. Why, Ashley? I channel within the podcast. I'll link both of them below, both the podcasts below. Ways of Creation, and then Ways of Creation was continued by another podcast. I'm going to link those two below. And I don't remember the second podcast title verbatim. But the first Ways of Creation I channeled across every timeline within the space-time paradigm, within the co-creation of the human being of planet Earth, across every timeline of dimensionality of creation. The Annunaki of Nibiru landed in ancient Sumeria and indoctrinated the DNA of the ancient Mesopotamians, ancient Sumerian Mesopotamians, ancient Sumerian Mesopotamians. Abraham, his ancestry comes from the ancient Sumerians of Mesopotamia. So if the conception of humanism, of our human, across every timeline, space and time, reality of the co-creation of our age of humanism, the Anunnaki or the sky people, extraterrestrials, interdimensionals of Nibiru, indoctrinated the DNA of the ancient Sumerians of Mesopotamia across every timeline of possibilities that contribute to the manifestation of our humanism. And Abraham, his ancestry, his ancestry stems from the Sumerians, ancient Sumerians of Mesopotamia. We are all children of Abraham. Every human being, regardless of your creed, ideology, race, gender, we are all children of Abraham. And again, take whatever resonates with your heart, leave what does not. These are my divine wisdoms that I get to share with the planet to help activate souls. Whatever resonates with your heart, you're more than welcome to align with this. And truly, they're our wisdoms. They're our wisdoms. I say that they're my wisdoms because I don't want to get in. I'm not going to get into back and forth with people about what I was seated to share with the world, to contribute my authentic frequency. I'm not going to argue with somebody about what God seated in me to speak about, right? To help with evolution, to assist with the wellness and upliftment of all things. We're all children of Abraham. I'm going to link the sermons in which I did in regards to Judaism and the Jewish culture. There's one sermon, Ben Yosef. Ben Yosef is all beings and all people, not just one prophet. Because Ben Yosef is a master of oneness consciousness, or the understanding that everything in his reality is one with himself. Jesus, Rabbi Yeshua, I'll link the ones that I'm guided to link below. The sermons of Rabbi Yeshua, as well as Hitler. I channel Hitler. The Jewish culture has a stark victim mentality, because the Jewish culture has aligned with the paradigm, the ideology, that the Jewish culture is one with the divine. And anyone outside of the Jewish culture or Gentiles are less than the divine. This has created the suffering of the Jewish culture. As truly universal principle of correspondence, as below, so above, everything in our reality is one with the self. If we hold a paradigm where there were people, beings less than the oneness of the self, there are dimensions of yourself that you're suppressing, demonizing. Universal principle of compensation. This is a universal law. The energy that you put out comes back to you. What goes around comes around. So if you have an ideology that you are above other beings, you're truly sending out an energy that says you need the lesson to understand how all things are one, which creates what? Whenever our soul, what did we channel earlier? Our soul to break us out of our paradigms, our stark belief system, to understand how we're limitless, how our paradigms of belief, we're beyond them. and that we incarnate in this system to grow and evolve these energies to create more limitless potentials or evolution. The Jewish culture's suffering was created to awaken the Jewish people or humanity, because the Jewish people are one with the Gentiles, or one with humanity, to awaken humanity to the remembrance of our limitless potentials, or the fact that we're omnipotent energies incarnated within the galactic creation, within these colonies or realms of existence, to experience or evolve our omnipotent energies to grow and evolve the oneness of all things, or God or creation. The demonization of the Annunaki, of Nibiru, of any Annunaki, or sky people, or extraterrestrials, interdimensionals. I channeled Enki, Annunaki Enki. I'll link the channeling below. And he stated, you can demonize me, but that's again what your perception. Your perception is relative to how you would even experience yourself. So you can demonize me, but that doesn't make me less of who I am. That doesn't change the fact that everywhere that I've showed up, everything that I've experienced, everything that I've contributed to reality was to assist with the I am, or the evolution of all things. The Anunnaki of Nibiru, I had an intimate spiritual conversation, and I perceived where it is stated and slated that the Anunnaki of Nibiru came to the planet to mine for gold. And when they came here, that was part of the story. Yes, I was actually channeling, I was creating music. Whenever I'm creating music, I'm within my inner space. I'm channeling, I'm communing with the divine, with myself and my limitless potentials, to learn and grow myself, to break through karmic knots, to stagnant energies within my beingness, to garner the wisdom from the energies. And then I channel the energies and the frequencies into the music. I was channeling, working on music, and the Anunnaki came in, and they were like, do you know why we came to the planet? I was like, to mine for gold. They said, no, to colonize. I was like, whoa, Nelly. And when I was having this conversation, I was perceiving energies that gave me full stories, full clips, beyond just the words that I experienced clairaudiently with my psychic abilities. I was able to perceive, we might go while we were there, and other resources, and we lived, we created, we evolved, we existed. We were there, we understand full circle moment, we were there to contribute with the manifestation of the human being of planet Earth. And we have this understanding that the Anunnaki of Nibiru disconnected our 12-strand DNA. They were like, no, we procreated with the human beings of planet Earth of ancient Sumeria, Mesopotamia, to actually gift you 12-strand DNA. Y'all didn't have it before. Y'all were like primates. And they were like, that's something y'all need to own in y'all's culture. There's a lot of like, I was never a monkey. We were never monkeys. Like y'all were, baby, y'all's primordial existence, primates. I'm not about to do that, Universal Forces. Universal Force said, make a monkey noise. I'm not doing that. We were primates in our primordial existence. And we have this understanding. We look at ancient Sumeria, and it seems like overnight, and that's what they were like, we gifted y'all with accounting, numerology, an alphabet system, writing, ledgers, mathematics, sciences, with the procreating with your culture, your species of your race of beings on your planet. It seems like overnight we just became so sophisticated and civilized, cultured. It was the Anunnaki and Nibiru, as well as other space beings, indoctrinating or procreating with the humans of planet Earth in many ways. It wasn't all just the way we know sexual intercourse. Some, yes, it was sexual intercourse. Some were more science-based indoctrination of our DNA, of the evolution of our humanism. In vitro fertilization, we know it as in vitro fertilization. Things of this nature, of this realm of energies, in vitro fertilization. I'm channeling, I'm trying to get the understanding. Like in realms of in vitro fertilization, test tube babies. I'm getting test tube babies. With the elevated sciences that these interdimensional extraterrestrial races of beings have had access to at the time, ancient Sumerians and Mesopotamian. We have to let go of the fear and resentment towards extraterrestrials and aliens, because we are extraterrestrials and aliens. Why? We channeled earlier. We've been a part of the space-time paradigm evolution. The inception of our energies stemmed from before and contributed to the inception of space and time, the inception of the galactic creation, the inception of our humanism. So if we fear, have resentment towards space, extraterrestrials, interdimensionals, because of the way that we translate our story through our energy, our perception, our consciousness, that says survival, lack, fear, poverty. Oh, they disconnected our DNA. Oh, they stole our gold. No, baby, they came here, baby, they started living life. Okay, we got some, interplanetary colonization. I channeled within the podcast. I'm going to link it below. The podcast I see in my mind's eye. I don't remember the title quite verbatim. But I channeled, we ourselves within the next decade, we actually already are an interplanetary species. Our masses are awakening to how advanced we've always been. Coming out of the throng of dense energies of paradigm and bigotry to remember, raise a vibration of the energies to remember that how advanced and limitless we actually are. We already are an interplanetary species. Our generation of beings within the next 10 years, we will ourselves be moving to and seeding colonies on another planet that is being prepped, is being prepped or terraformed for our species to be able to exist on this planet. Ashley, how do you know this, baby? My spiritual gifts, spiritual wisdoms, interdimensional gifts and wisdoms, connecting within, tapping within, which we all have the ability to do. The divine is asking us to do, to contribute our innate wisdoms, our limitless potentials, our effervescence, our authentic frequency to reality, to contribute towards the abundance of existence, to get out of the throng of energy that says I'm a victim or I'm a survivor, I'm a predator, I'm a prey, to have fun and to understand how benevolent and beautiful creation is and how we've always been, existed within the benevolent, beautiful evolution of creation. Will we always understand or like what it is that our soul has manifested for us to experience? Because the principle of correspondence, as below, so above, everything in our reality is a manifestation of our soul, of our energy. But we always understand, no, but we're going to garner those full circle moments because we're not going to quit on ourselves. I'm limitless. I'm going through this, but I know it's going to teach me. So what is this supposed to teach me about? Give you that full circle moment, that divine wisdom to grow and elevate beyond space and time. Or not having to go through 7, 10, 9 year life, 7, 9, 10 year life cycles to learn a lesson, but asking yourself, being inquisitive to garner the wisdom, to practice the wisdom, to grow and evolve expediently, as we always intended to do. We have the right to do. It's okay to do. We don't have to be lackadaisical about our existence. We don't have to be lethargic about our existence. We can be effervescent. We can be inquisitive. We can feel a whimsical disposition about our existence and take the initiative to ask our inner space or our limitless potentials, hey, what is it supposed to teach me about myself? Whatever it is you need to know for your spiritual evolution And it's understanding that the manifestation of our reality is a direct correlation to our spiritual embodiment or our spiritual evolution. So inverting the inversion that we were living in, instead of living to satiate the tangible, satiate our souls to manifest a tangible reality that reflects a replenished, well-balanced soul energy embodiment of the self. We got through a lot of points, a lot of great stuff. It's an hour, great, because I was like, I really want to get, I know it's a lot. And part of myself was like, I was channeling, again, you remember the energy, when we translate the energy, it's all about using discernment. But when we translate the energy from our limitless potentials to like our paradigms of belief, we start, that's where you can get the back and forth. You can get the, what is it called? Where you don't feel so sure. But it's about just trusting yourself and stepping out on faith. There was a part of me that was like, Ashley, don't say all of this. Shh, don't say all of it. Don't say all of it. Don't say everything. And I already know, I've experienced that enough over the last 2-3 years doing Kingdom Things podcast, which was a divine mandate over my life. My soul was like, hey, Ashley, start the Kingdom Things podcast. I already knew, and then I channeled it as well. I'm going to link it below. I channeled 3 Rabbi Priests is the name of the installment. I channeled the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Yeshua or Jesus Christ, and then Rabbi Yitzchak Schneerson. And they were like saying, like, now is the time, priests and rabbis and every person, now is the time to share your internal wisdoms. No matter how weird it sounds, how weird or different or crazy it sounds, share your wisdoms, because now is the time. Because when you speak your truths, you assist with manifesting a reality that reflects your truth. You assist with evolving to energies that align with your truths. Wellness, no death, no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty. Aligning to our limitless potentials beyond space and time, beyond a limitation of our paradigms or our bigotry, our stark belief systems. No offense was intended by this transmission. I just really wanted to speak what it is that my soul has remembered me of, in order to liberate souls and spirits, humans, soul, spirit, human, the oneness of all things. It's all one. To remembrance of our limitless nature or our promised land. The promised land, you are your promised land. Allowing yourself to sit with yourself, meditate, be with yourself, remember your limitless nature, to get out of the throngs that set of desperation, suffering, lack, that say somebody outside of you is going to come save you from your lack and suffering. No, you are limitless potential. I am the Mashiach. Jewish culture is waiting for the Mashiach, the Messiah. My soul, the oneness of all things, the new epoch energy. Because our experience as human beings of planet Earth are creating the new epoch energy. Or a new beginning, a big bang of a new limitless potential within the space and time paradigm. And to assist with up-leveling, growing, and evolving all things, right? Woo. That's a nugget, gold nugget. Our beingness, activating into our limitless potentials as human beings of planet Earth, has created an epoch energy, a new big bang to uplift, rejuvenate all of God's creation, to remember finite or the illusion of space and time to its limitless potentials. Just as every human being is to go inside, sit with yourself 1 hour a day. Be patient with yourself, to grow in alignment and remembrance to your limitless nature, to rise out of the desperation, lack, suffering, consciousness, or the belief that someone outside of yourself can treat you better than you can, than you were calibrated to do, that you have the innate wisdom energy to do, that someone outside of yourself is more powerful than you, when we are all one, that someone outside of yourself is worthy of your glory. Because understand the way you perceive things, peoples, and beings in yourself, you're casting your energy onto those people's, places, beings, people, places, and beings. So that's why God was like, Ashley, no more idolatry or iconography in my creation. Because when you give your power away, or you put someone, or person, place, or thing on a pedestal, saying that they're above you, you're telling the universe, oh, you that's where your power is going? That's where the power to create your reality is going? Oh, okay, cool. Instead of understanding that you are your Messiah. And I actually channeled a song. Ashley-Nicole music catalog is available to stream on YouTube. Again, I channel my healing energies and messages within the music. If there's energies, frequencies, lyrics to help you activate into more of your limitless potentials. The song, Your Messiah. You are your Messiah. You are your power. What's reality? You choose. You choose it. Our promised lands are for us to realize through remembering that we are innately masterful beings. We don't have to learn how to master Kabbalah. We don't have to learn how to master universal principles. We just go inside and ask myself, hey, garner our inheritance, which is a consciousness, spiritual inheritance. Hey, my soul has been helping out with creation since the beginning of space and time. Can I open up that vault of wisdom, embody these energies, this wellness, to be the energies of wellness, to manifest a life of wellness, to assist with uplifting all things? You are your Messiah. Again, there was no offense intended for this transmission or any of my Kingdom Things podcast transmissions. They are all to assist with the evolution and growth and remembrance of all beings, all things. The rapid evolution of the human consciousness of planet Earth. I know we're going through a lot of stuff on the planet. Understand that this is all a part of remembering. This is a manifestation of our remembrance. Instead of like being infuriated, feel your feelings, but bring the power back to yourself. Instead of being mad and pointing blame at people and beings outside of yourself, feel the feelings, but bring it back to yourself. Hey, what is this supposed to teach me about myself? So you can garner the wisdom, the tools, the spiritual remembrance, spiritual mastery, to make the change within yourself, to be the change, the energy of change, to manifest a reality that reflects what you, on the soul level, what you perceive, what you intended to see on the planet, the medicine that you intended to be. Again, my name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Thank you so much for tuning into this Kingdom Things podcast transmission. Kingdom Things podcast catalog. The Kingdom Things podcast content is timeless. Whatever calls out to your heart, you're more than welcome to align with those energies, messages, in order for your evolution into more the conscious awareness of your limitless potentials. Please leave what does not. Like I stated, I'm also a singer-songwriter. My catalog, my music, Ashley-Nicole music, as well as a lot of really other cool content. I have a dancing show where we choreograph dance moves, move our bodies, shake up our meridians, get the energy moving in our system. To my music, Dancery is streaming within Ashley-Nicole music catalog, as well as other really cool content. My music, again, is intended to be healing, and it's a direct reflection of my real-time evolution and growth. And I speak things in which I want to create. I want to co-create within humanity. I speak things that my soul speaks through me. Truly, my soul speaks through me. Hey, Ashley, say this. I'm like, I don't know what this means. And then I get a full circle moment, and I grow into the lyrics, right? The energies and messages within my music are intended to be soul activating, timeless content, many genres, whatever calls out to your heart space. I hope it helps you enjoy your reality, your evolution of your existential nature into more of your limitless conscious awareness of your limitless potentials. Ashley-Nicole music is available to stream on YouTube. I'm also a home chef. I really enjoy cooking. I intuitively cook. Whatever my soul tells me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish, this is what I put into the pot, the pan, the baking dish. Really fun shows, fun content. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream on YouTube. I'm also an author. I authored the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. It is part of my spiritual awakening journey as I garner new tools of wisdom and spiritual activations within the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. It is a 3-part book series. The first 2 parts are Asia's story. Asia is a teenage girl growing up in the New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school Manhattan Prep. A lot of existential crises happen to her, but not to punish her, but to remember her to her limitless potentials. The third part of the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is my other half, My other half is a twin flame divine counterpart journey home to God within, to your authentic frequency. One soul incarnated in two bodies in the human experience over many lifetimes. They know they're supposed to co-create a love and a life together. Every lifetime says that their love can't work. Remember when we incarnate, our energy translates and says, "Oh, this can't happen." It gives before in the throng of energies, our energies would incarnate to a lack poverty consciousness. They know they're supposed to co-create a love and a life together, but every lifetime says that their love can't work. They will co-create a love and a life together. The book is prophetic. Which life, under which circumstances? This is the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. Before we roll into the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel trailer, I also want to invite you to come experience Asia's Story, the animated series. I channel much of my interdimensional conscious awareness, interdimensional experiences, spiritual experiences within my within the podcast, as well as within Asia's Story, the animated series. It's a really fun way to open our perception to remembrance of beyond our paradigms of who we thought we were, what our paradigms of finite, to our magic, our interdimensionality. Asia's Story, the animated series, is available to stream on YouTube for free. It's linked below in the description of this Kingdom Things podcast installment. I also channel energies and messages within Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. We do powwow sessions where we comb through our energies, and galactic forces are like, "Hey, this is in the human consciousness. Y'all can go ahead and let that go to evolve into more of our limitless potentials." Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is available to stream on YouTube for free. It's linked below in the description of this video. Lastly, but certainly not least, I do offer one-on-one powwow sessions where I channel dissertation style. I type it up. I channel energies and messages in which your limitless potentials or the oneness of all things wants you to consciously experience in order to assist you with breaking loose karmic knots, limiting energies within your system or belief systems. Limiting energy within your system, your belief system, in order to align with more of your limitless innate potentials, spiritual gifts, soul awareness. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are loving your truth. Choose give that love to yourself first. Self-love is the best love because it assists you with perceiving more of your limitless nature. I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.
My name is Asia, and I'm a teenage witch. Just kidding. I am a starseed. My story is much like humanity's story. I awakened to some pretty spectacular things about myself. Coming home, the story of Asia, followed by the story of Asia, I'm home. The book series that introduces the book. After returning from the day's trip, I have read my Atum's letter. He speaks of my father releasing him from imprisonment and the fate of death. He pleads for us to run away together. This plea is one of which there is no state to decline. My other half, available in the Amazon bookstore. I feel as though I was born here on earth to find you. I was created to find my person. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, now available in the Amazon bookstore.